Watch Breakfast Central on News Central this Monday morning. Our first story takes us all the way to South Africa, where two men have died following an explosion at a Cape Town eatery last week. The eatery in Woodstock went up in flames on Thursday night following suspected gas leak. One of the men sustained almost 100% burn wounds, while the other had 70% burn wounds. Both men died in hospital on Saturday. The explosion ripped out the front of the building, set a vehicle alight and strew debris across the neighborhood.
Reports say fire and rescue department inspectors found two 48-kilogram gas bottles. This was in contravention of safety bylaws, which limit gas canisters to 19 kilograms. The canisters were connected to a two-plate cooking gas stove, said the City of Cape Town's Mayoral Committee member for Safety and Security, J.P. Smith. He also added that residents could feel the explosion when the building went up in flames. Police are investigating the circumstances around the incident. Really sad one, and once again, it brings us back to discussions concerning, South Africa. This is also not the first explosion that we've spoken about in the last few weeks or a few months. It's either it's a tavern, issue, or it's some explosion in a pub or in a eatery and restaurant. So it brings back, these conversations, and it's. I'm guessing that there's so much more that needs to be done with regards safety measures and precautions, and also disciplinary measures, with regards these things in the whole of South Africa. Well, more conversations need to be had, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, just as he said, talking about the town's mayoral committee member, J.P. Smith, he had made mention that they will investigate this. And it goes against the laws. Looking at what was kept, the rescue department found 48 kilograms of gas bottles. How was it kept? Could it have been avoided? What happened? The situations affecting others, and the gas explosion actually rocking to the point that it's affected neighborhoods. Kind of reminds me of what we saw in the Ikeja bomb blast some years ago, where ammunitions that were kept were caught at fire, and then we could feel the vibration here. I remember I was on the island here, Victoria Island. Take a look at the distance. You need to pass the bridge, come down from mainland all the way to island, and then the floor. Everybody could feel the vibration. How much more of gas explosions as well?
Yeah, it's a sad incident, and of course this situation has led to the loss of two lives now. Two people who were in the at the place when it exploded. But once again, more investigations and more questions need to be asked, and they probably also need to look at all the restaurants, look at all the taverns, in that community, and ensure that nobody is breaking any rules. Every now and then we have conversations concerning safety laws and safety regulations for public spaces. And if people continue to break these laws and break these regulations, then there's a likelihood that these disasters will happen. So it's really sad, and I would like to share brighter stories from South Africa, and I'm looking forward, to having a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe even months of happy stories only from South Africa. This is just really, really sad, and of course our hearts and prayers go out to the families of these persons who have lost their lives, and of course the people who have also lost a business, in this very sad incident.
Quite sad.